Reality bends to my will.
Reality bends to my will.
Ooh, that's scary. I like it.
So be prepared. Hey, everybody. Jim Cummings here. Welcome to my podcast, Toon'd In with Jim Cummings. We have a great guest for you today. But before we get to that, make sure you like and subscribe. Our podcast has partnered with the largest Comic-Con in North America, Fan Expo, the Juggernaut. We're touring all over North America live, so get your tickets and come be a part of the live audience. It'll be fun. Go to fanexpohq.com for the tickets. We'll see you in a city near you, or a little bit away, but you can drive. And with all that said and done, sit back and enjoy today's episode. And as always, thanks for tuning in to Toon'd In with Jim Cummings.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Toon'd In with Jim Cummings. I'm producer Chris, joined as always by the legend himself, Mr. Jim Cummings. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, man, yet another day in paradise.
Sure is.
Oh,
sure
my gosh.
Is.
We have an angel of a guest. See what I did there?
I do see what you did there.
Yes, we have a very special guest for you today. But before I get to that, let me just make some announcements.
True.
As, of course, you know, we're doing the podcast live with Fan Expo this year.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, it's been good so far, hasn't it?
Very live, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone that's been there has been live. We were live. This is working out.
And we got some upcoming dates for you guys if you guys want to come see the show live with Fan Expo. The next one we're going to is Anaheim. I'm not sure if we're going to Anaheim.
Rings a bell. I've heard of it.
Anaheim.
There's Disney something
Potentially
there.
Anaheim. There's still some negotiations going on, but if you see this in time, then Anaheim it is.
Stay tuned.
The next one following that is Chicago, August 14th to the 16th. Toronto after that, August 27th to the 30th, and Dallas, September 11th to 13th. Finally, San Francisco, November 27th to the 29th. And I like the atmosphere of the live Fan Expo,
me too.
podcast. It's like it's kind of more like a panel.
Yeah.
It's a little more like a panel, and we do that on purpose,
Yes.
to be appealing to the live audience.
Yeah.
We can't edit any.
Yeah, well, the energy's there.
The energy is there.
The feedback,
and we've had some packed shows. I mean,
I know.
holy cow. I mean, Erica Durant's in Calgary.
Yeah.
That was like a couple thousand people in that room.
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah,
There's
it's a great
plenty of
time.
room.
Yeah, so if you're in the area for any of those dates, be sure to come check it out. And with all that said and done, our special guest today here is Anjali Bhimani. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. The crowd goes wild.
Yes, they did.
It's so good to
Thank
see
you.
Yes, thanks for having me.
All right, very cool. Very cool. You have been busy. I always do my homework. Look, see, on this high-tech paper that I have
Most
here.
creative people I know write anywhere they can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant to say.
Exactly.
I was just being creative and writing anywhere that I could. But I mean, you are kind of busy. You have been busy for a while.
I don't sit still very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not great at it. I tend to panic when I'm trying to sit still. I was thinking I was thinking about this the other day. I actually wrote this down and then I was like, whoa. I wrote
that was deep.
The panic that I feel when there's too much to do is nothing compared to the panic I feel when I'm not doing anything and think I'm supposed to be doing something.
Wow.
Yeah. Where I'm like, I know there's something I'm not getting done that I was supposed to do, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you got that gap in your head and you're going,
Yeah.
oh God, what did I forget? I
Yeah.
just forgot to remember it. That's all.
Yeah.
I've got that one.
But yeah, I look, we're very lucky because we live in a world where there are so many different ways to tell stories and there's so many different media that we can work in. And so I just like to do it as often as I can with cool people.
Yeah. Wow. Well, but you're here anyway.
And
I appreciate
it. Self-deprecating humor won't fly with me.
Oh, that's
unless
great.
I'm the one making the self-deprecating humor.
That's right. Yeah, that's how it works, right? Yeah. Otherwise, it's an insult. Like if you throw it at me, it's not as much fun. For me, not that I'm insecure. Oh, but thanks for being here. This is so great. This is so cool.
Yeah.
You've been very busy. I've been doing homework on you, and you are in probably one of the biggest video games ever. I mean, come on. What do we have here? The world famous
Overwatch.
Here we go. Overwatch. That's got to be
Yeah. I mean, it continues to be mind-blowing to me how not just well received, but embraced and run with that game has been. And I do think there are a lot of great reasons for that. But Blizzard tends to do big, awesome things and big, awesome games. So obviously when I first recorded with them, I knew that this was going to be a big game, but what I don't think any of us were prepared for how much the community grabbed onto it and then ran with it and turned it into something even bigger and more beautiful than I think that anyone had imagined it would be. Both for those of us creating it and for the community itself.
Can you tell now when you first get a script, when you first look at it, when you first look at the layout, the characters, the this, the that, can you go, oh, this is gonna be a good one?
Honestly, this one, that was not. So no. The short answer, no.
Okay.
The short answer is no. I don't trust my opinion of most things, that involve my performance.
Yeah. Why
and
is
so,
that?
I think I have finally given over, after being in this business for 3 decades, I have finally given over to the fact that what it feels like on the inside is not what it sounds like or looks like on the outside. And that I have to be okay with that. That, you learn the lesson hopefully early, but you learn the lesson. If you had a bad performance and someone comes up to you and compliments you, you don't tell them, oh God, that was the worst show ever. You allow them to have that experience, right? You know that much. But over time, I have also learned whatever my perception of it is, chances are it is completely different than what it was for people on the outside.
That's right.
Because
that takes getting used to.
Yeah, it really does. And it takes a level of letting go of control that I'm not, it's not easy for me, but it is very freeing when I can, because it means I'm working with people that I really trust. If I really trust the director, if I really trust the editor, if I really trust the people around me, then I can just do what I do and not be thinking about, is it good or is it bad? I trust that they're doing it. I trust that they're handling it and they see the vision better than I do.
Go with your instincts.
And So
forge ahead.
My audition for Overwatch was a perfect example because I was my husband's a touring musician and we were at the end of their tour in Europe and the UK. So we were about to leave for sound check for the final show. And I knew the plan for the evening was, just based on like where we were and what travel was going to look like, that I was going to have to stay up all night to get back to the hotel at 7 a.m, grab my bags, and then hop on a plane back
Stay
home.
up all night.
Yeah. So that was just going to be how it was. So the audition came in right as we were leaving for sound check, and I realized with the time difference, exactly. I realized with the time difference, the only way I'd be able to get this in by the deadline, given the fact I was going somewhere very loud, the only way I'd be able to do it would be to record it when I came back to the hotel room at 7 o'clock in the morning, bleary-eyed with no sleep.
Jeez.
So I came back, turned on my phone, asked my now husband, hey, just be quiet for a couple of seconds. I'm going to do this. Took 2 takes, sent it off, and then was like, cool, I did my job. There's no way I'm going to book this, but I'm just going to get out of there. Like, I have no idea how that sounded. And not how that sounded. I obviously made sure that it was,
it sounded,
consistent.
But
and that ended up being the audition that got me the job. And I look back on that, and it's such a reminder not to discount yourself before someone else does. Because I think a lot of us performers and artists do that. We decide before someone says no, why it's going to be a no. Rather than saying like, no, look, if I've got the audition, I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to give them a reason that I don't get the job. They can decide.
Yeah, let them come up with that on their own.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there will be plenty of people in the world who are going to say no to me for a million different things. I'm not going to be the first person to do it.
Right.
Which I do think is part of why, going back to what you said, part of why I've stayed busy is because I just like saying yes to opportunities to try new things. Yeah. Even if they're things I'm terrified of. Almost especially if they're things that I'm terrified of. I kind of love that. I kind of love trying things for the first time in front of an audience.
Yeah. Oh, good. Is that, would you say that when it comes to film, animation, singing, I mean, what drew you first into the circus?
Sure. I was definitely, so theater was my first language, which I feel like is the case for a lot of people, because in grade school even, you got the school play, right? Very few people have the school film. Or the school animated series, right? Very few people have that, but we all have the school play. We all have the the puppet
Sounds
show
like a
or
very
whatever.
rich school.
Yeah,
if
you've got that, man, more power to you. Go get it.
We had school news.
That counts.
Oh,
you
yeah?
know the school
That's
news
pretty
report.
cool.
It was like filmed. It was like they broadcast like school news every
That's
day.
dope.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just have the announcements over the loud.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
Over the PA system. Yeah. But so theater was my first love, and I did the school plays, and then I did community theater, and I didn't really understand, which this is going to sound so dumb in hindsight, but I didn't really understand that this was a thing that people actually did for a living, that this was a viable job path.
That's fair as a kid.
And I shouldn't say it was dumb. It was just I hadn't put two and two together that like, oh, those people who were doing it on Broadway, and oh, those people who are doing this at whatever theater I have gone to see a play, they are also doing this as a profession, some of them. So once I realized that, I told my parents, who at first were in a little bit of denial, and then they were like, cool. You know what? If you want to do this, 3 rules. 1, treat it like a real job. 2, get really good at it. And 3, pay your own bills. We're behind you 100%. Wow. Just do those 3 things.
That's not bad.
No,
that's pretty darn good advice.
Pretty incredible advice.
Wow.
And I think it's great advice to get as a young person going into an artistic field, because I think a lot of us get kind of caught up in the I'm an artist or I'm an actor. I have to feel the things. And you're like, you also have to pay the bills. Like you have to keep the roof over your head, right? So learn how to do that. Figure out how to do that at the same time as you're pursuing whatever exciting field you want to be in, whether that's brain surgery or acting or being a lawyer or whatever it is.
Yeah, I had that too. I said, well, I want to do this and I want to do that. Yeah, but how are you going to pay the bills? No, I'll do that well enough that it pays the bill. Okay, but in case you don't, because he's not going to. What are you going to, there was that. I got that.
I definitely, there was a moment, a short period of time where my mom was like, you know what, why don't you get a degree in something else? Sure. Just in case. Right? And I kind of felt like, well, if I'm going to do this and I have to be really good at it and I have to treat it like a real job, I need to go study it like I would if it was the real job you're asking me to get a degree in.
Right.
I don't want to get really good at the thing that's my backup. I kind of don't even want to have a backup.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to pursue this. And if I fail at it, then cool, I will pivot. And
that's right. That's right.
So I did, of course, like I had a day job I'm very lucky for a very short period of time in my early theater days, but it was not something that felt like it was because I couldn't be an actor. Right. And that mindset difference, I think, is a big one.
That's right.
It's not I'm doing this until I'm an actor. It's I'm doing this while I'm acting. This is the thing I do during the day, and that is the thing I do at night.
Just a bit of a cushion.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Fun money.
Yeah.
And sometimes what's fun is keeping the roof over your head. That's fun.
Yeah, that's always good.
That's definitely a little more fun than not having.
Yeah. Under a bridge, living under a bridge. It's not the same.
It's just not the same.
It's just not the same.
Might do it for research, for a role.
Yeah, right.
Not necessarily by choice.
That sounds like a lot what you say all the time, Jim, is like you take a blue-collar attitude towards a no-collar job.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. And I do think some of the most... I don't know what the term is for it now, like journeyman actors, but that obviously applies to all genders. But like the people who have been doing it consistently for years and years and years and years, and you may not recognize their face. I mean, you may not know their name, but you definitely recognize their face or know their voice. Those are people who have been treating it not just as an art, but as a craft and as a vocation. And that practicality, I think, is really important. Like having your feet on the ground, but your head in the clouds. Like both of those at the same time is really great.
That's a pretty good expression.
Well, thanks.
Oh,
Thanks so much.
I think I just wrote it. That's awesome.
Well, I think it's so easy, especially these days, to like hyper focus on like the stars, you know, like of anything. You know, I played football in college, and I had a friend who was in the NFL, played for the Cleveland Browns, and he didn't look like an NFL player. You know, he was like probably like 5th on the depth chart at receiver. He was like, you know, 6'1", like 190 pounds. And I remember going to a 7-Eleven with him one time, and the cashier looks at his shirt and it, you know, says Cleveland Browns football. And then she's like, "Oh, that's cool. Who do you play football for?" And he was like, "Cleveland Browns." And then she's like, "I didn't know there was a high school named after the Cleveland Browns."
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
And he was just like, "Oh, no, I'm in the NFL," you know? And it's because, you know, there's a 65-man roster, but how many players do we really know? We know the Tom Brady's, we know the, you know, same thing with a movie or a TV show. You know, we know the star of the show. There's like hundreds of actors all around them.
Absolutely.
You know, there's background, there's guest stars, there's, you know, reoccurring, there's all these different actors, and same thing even into voiceover. You know, there's the main voices, and then there's, you know, you see all the credits. I mean, doing research on so many people, there's
the
additional voices.
Additional voices. I was just going to say,
you know, it doesn't even have a character name, but it's like, I was in that movie, you know, I was in that show.
And especially I think now with social media and that sort of, that whole economy, the creator economy, and all and what's you know what goes along with that, I think it's even more of a trap now to fall into. It's more important for me to be known than for me to have that job notoriety, have that you know. You have to do both if you're going to pursue being known, if that's going to be part of what you do, PR and all of that. And look, I'm absolutely into that. I do it all the time. I love it. I love it. I love being out there in the world. But you also need to be focused on doing a better job and your craft and getting the job done. And I think it can be very easy for people to look at the stars or the names and think that's success rather than additional voices.
And in my experience too, it comes from the top down. I mean, I've been, you know, acting for 11 years now out of college, and right when I graduated college was kind of like the beginning of the era of casting by social media following.
Oh, you know?
That's right.
And I just literally did a movie a couple months ago where half of the cast was all because of their Instagram or social media following.
Interesting.
You know, it was an indie movie.
Isn't that crazy?
They want to bring eyes in. And look at this year even, you know, there's been 3 major movies done by YouTubers.
Right.
You know, Iron Lung.
Although I do think that is more a factor of, you know, the studio system and everything kind of being reimagined. And also people just getting sick and tired of having to go through a bunch of gatekeepers to get something done. If you have a successful YouTube channel and you are surrounded by talented people and you know how to produce a show, why not create an independent show or independent movie? You know, it used to be just, okay, we'll kickstart it. Well, okay, now maybe people can do that through their following. It's just that if that movie is not good, or if those actors are not good, then of course that's not going to be a good movie. I mean, it's just common sense.
Yeah.
But if they have built their following based on their talent and based on how fun it is to watch them and listen to them, then I'm all for it. I'm all about it. It's. I think the negative thing happens when it's just about people's followers and not about why they're being followed.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
I've got
that's
so many likes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you had a really cute dog video. You know what I mean? Like anything is possible. That's why even my social media is relatively big, but I take it with such a grain of salt also because all of those people are following for different reasons. Some people know me from Overwatch or video games. Some people might know me from TV. Some people might know me from my charity work. Some people, they're all there for different reasons. So no one thing is going to please all of those people. And they're not all there for that. So that number is exclusive, is mutually, it's not necessarily a selling point. I shouldn't be saying that. I'm like, no, hire me, please, hire me.
On the other hand,
please, buy. But I don't ever want people to misconstrue that those numbers equal people who are taking in what we are creating, because I think that's also a big trap for actors. you know,
Yeah.
is to think, oh, well, I don't have a big following, so therefore I'm not going to get this job.
Yeah, and you get a false image of yourself.
Yeah, or of the other people who you feel like you're competing against.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, the hell with them. That's just,
There's no competition when I'm in the game.
That's right. That's right. Don't worry. There's plenty of room to be number 2. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
What do you think about this evolution, Jim, of this transition? I mean, you've been in the industry for so long that it was, it was probably a circle of like 100 people when you started in voice acting.
Yeah, there were not many. I remember being in Burbank at the Voicecaster, the good old Voicecaster, and this is a long time ago. It's got to be maybe 20 years ago. And people were talking about their social media following, their following. Well, how many followers? I was at an audition the other day, and they go, oh, by the way, are you on blah, blah, blah? Yes, I am. How many followers? And it's like, I can't imagine that being a factor, but it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of stinks.
I think it's unfortunate because I think it can divert people's attention from their own level of talent.
Yeah.
From their own. I think it's so easy for people to get discouraged because of it, or to think I have to do that in order to be a successful actor. Mm-hmm. Is it helpful? Sure. So are a million other things that are helpful. Mm-hmm. And so great example, Iman Vellani, who was our lead on Ms. Marvel. She's wonderful, exceedingly talented, wonderful, grounded, brilliant person. Does not have social media because she was like, I don't feel like that's going to be good for me. I'm not really interested in that. That's not my jam. Cool. She's doing just fine. She's doing just fine without it. Now, I know that's an extreme example, but I think, I don't know. And again, I am very active on social media. I just hate the idea that people would think that they have to have a certain set of criteria there in order to be successful here. Yeah. Whatever here is, whether we're doing voiceover, whether we're doing TV, film, whatever. Yeah. For me, it's also just been another way I'm saying, cool, I'm not going to give anyone else a reason not to hire me. Yeah. So I'm going to have whatever I need to have, or all the things, and then you decide.
I think a key is to, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No.
If you were going to say something.
No, I was just thinking about Kath Soucie. She played Darkwing Duck's girlfriend on Darkwing Duck, and she doesn't have any social media. Doesn't post. Doesn't do this. Doesn't have a website. Doesn't have I don't know. She might not even email. Who knows? But she just said, "Nah, it's not why I'm here."
Yeah.
And boom. But she's doing great. Yeah. She's Morgana McCobb on Darkwing Duck. In case you're wondering. But yeah, I mean, she's great.
Yeah, and I don't want I'm not saying that one is good and one is bad. I just think it has to be a very personal decision, just like any other choices you make in this industry.
Yeah, and it can be really time consuming.
It is. It is very time consuming, and I have certainly gone through phases of like, this is not joyful anymore. Why am I doing this? So I slow down and just don't, or do it with friends because that's fun. But so much of what has worked about my trajectory through the different media that I've worked with is following the fun.
It's following the
fun. If it's not fun anymore, I'm kind of like, okay, there's a great disturbance in the force. What am I doing? Is there something in me that's making this not fun? Is it my expectations? Is it me being tired? Is it all of these things? Or is it just not fun because I've burnt myself out on this one thing and I need to reassess?
Boy, I could not agree more.
Yeah.
I'm thank God I found something, but I'm just too immature to follow. Okay, well, you can make a couple of bucks doing that. Yeah, but I don't wanna. But I don't want to punch a time card because it feels like that. Yeah. I've done that for real.
Sure.
Like at a steel mill and, things like that. But I'm not good at that part. So if I'm not having fun, if I'm not getting intellectually or creatively stimulated somehow.
Yeah.
It's like, and also, I gotta go.
Our version of fun might look completely different than someone else's.
Yeah.
Like, I am fully aware that to me, screaming and crying through a 3-hour Greek tragedy, that's fun.
Yeah.
Not necessarily someone else's.
It is pretty
awesome to get to leave it all out on the table and then go back home and you're like, I'm so well adjusted. This is amazing. Look at this. So it might look completely different, but knowing what that means to you I think is also really important. And for me, one of the things that's fun about what we do is never getting bored. Is that I'm going to look for things that scare me. I'm going to look for things I think there's a little voice in the back of my head saying, you can't do that. Oh shit, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go. Boy, I hope we can curse on here. Or bleep that out. But like, I love going to those places also, well, for two reasons.
Challenging or?
One, because I think the more we just push the envelope a little every day or week or whatever on what we realize we are capable of, the more we trust ourselves not to die when we do something new. And then it's not necessarily about, oh, I'm so brave. It's about, no, I have enough proof that I can try new things and survive them. So I like it for that reason. And I also like it because if I go do something for the first time in front of an audience and I don't, literally all I have to do is not die, then the world, then someone else out there might be able to say, well, she's okay. So let me try it. And that's exciting.
Oh, that's nice.
You know?
I think that's something very unique to artists, though, because a lot of people, they seek comfort in, repetition and
comfort
a
is the
schedule
death of
and everything.
creativity.
I mean, did you guys know that they polled people? I can't name a source, but on average, people are more scared, more afraid of public speaking than death.
Yeah.
Than death.
Yeah. Well, because when you die, you're not feeling anything after you're dead. Public speaking, you're like, I'm experiencing the horror in real time.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know what.
No, I know.
I'm glad I didn't get that gene.
Well, I think it's like a primal thing too. We're hardwired when you have all these eyes staring at you. I mean, other people are predators. Oh my God, like I'm under a threat. Like why are all these people looking at me?
There's a lot of judgment implied.
Yeah,
Implied judgment for sure.
Here's another thing that helped me so much, and this is relatively recent. I would venture to say, like maybe in the last 10 years, that when I started to look at acting as a service industry, rather than looking at it as like, ooh, that audience is going to judge me. Ooh,
are they going
to pick me? Are they going to Are they going to pick me? Are they going to hate me? Are they going to like me? I don't care. Am I going to help them? Am I going to take them on a journey? What can I do for them? If I walk into, we don't get to walk into the room anymore, but if I walked into an audition room, when it started being about making sure everyone in the room was cool, like saying to them, okay, cool, I got you. Don't worry about it. We're going to have a lot of fun. Worst case scenario, you'll be entertained. Best case scenario, you get to go home because you picked me. Like if that's a way to walk, if I can walk into a room like that or walk onto a stage and tell people, I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to take you on this journey. It's going to be crazy. I'll do the heavy lifting. But at the end of the night, you get to go back to your life. It's completely intact, but you went somewhere with me. I held your hand through that. Then all of a sudden, you realize you're not that big a deal. It's not all about you. And B, you feel like you've given something rather than been afraid that you're not going to get something at the end of the night.
Interesting.
I love the fact we all think about at a curtain call. We think of a curtain call as applause. There's also when we come out and we bow to the audience. We are bowing to them. We're bowing to that energy. We're saying thank you for letting us do this with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on this crazy journey where you had to pretend that all this stuff was happening on stage. Thank you for your willing suspension of disbelief so we could create something really fun. So it's a two-way street. And then it becomes, again, at least for me, it becomes so much more fun because it feels like I'm being of service rather than taking. And before that...
So you're doing this to break into waitressing. Is that what's happening?
I got to tell you, here's the thing.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's a sneaky way to do it. But here's the thing. Like, I have so much respect for servers.
Oh, me
and
too,
flight
sure.
attendants, because I do not have that level of patience.
Yeah.
No
I don't have the
kidding.
patience to say to someone, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that spinach
Yeah.
was a leafy green vegetable. Let me take that off of your check."
I'm a good tipper.
It's
Yeah, you gotta be.
likewise. But being able to be of service to people in general and be aware that I have a skill that can serve you. I have a skill that can make your life, I'm not going to say better, but bigger. I can expand your experience.
Yeah. Put a grin on your face.
Yeah. Then it feels a little more, it feels less self-centered.
Yeah.
You know, and it feels less, because it can also be so lonely. Especially when we're doing voiceover and we're in the booth.
Oh boy, yeah.
Right? It can be so lonely if you're.
Well, the past few years, especially with COVID and all this, everybody's radioactive, and thank goodness that's starting to break down a bit.
Yeah, and we're getting to go back into the studio again, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, oof.
Yeah.
Enough already.
I know.
But wasn't my idea.
No, yeah, we definitely did not order that. That was not on my, I did not order that off the Universal menu, and I don't think anyone did. But again, going back to, I don't want to, beat this dead horse over the head. What was I about to say? I don't want to keep focusing too much on this.
Yeah.
But again, especially during that time, how useful did you feel when you could entertain people even though everybody was stuck at home? I know I did. I felt so good that people were playing games that I could help bring to them. Or even during that time, I was doing a lot of social media that felt like it was for other people.
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
how good did it feel to be able to say, we are all in a terrible situation right now, and it is easy to feel so despondent and alone and just awful. How lucky are we to be in a position to take some of that away, to relieve some of that from people.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up writing my book. It was the whole same thing. It was, I just want people to know they're not alone. Even if they are physically solo in a space, they are not alone.
Right. Well, you've dipped your hat, or no, that's not right.
Dipped my hat
whatever
and
you
dipped my
dip,
toe.
you dip your
It's
toe.
my fault. I ruined all of
Something
the
about-
metaphors. I apparently beat a dead horse over the mouth. I don't know what I did. What did I do? I don't know what I did.
But you've worn a lot of hats.
I have.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing. Author. I mean, do you tap dance as well?
I did.
Oh no, really?
I wasn't great at it, but I did.
I was kidding, but apparently I'm not. Ladies and gentlemen,
It's a little hard to do in 5-inch heels, so I stopped. I stopped. I chose my heels.
Those are serious.
I know. Well, I'm a tiny human, so I like having a little height in the world.
well,
Also,
you're
my
doing
husband
fine.
is 6'4", so rather than end up with neck problems, I just wear high heels. Yeah.
Well, good for you. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you lean into any one venture the most? Is there one that brings you the most joy?
People ask me this question, and I feel like I should change the answer, but it's like picking your favorite child. I can't do it. Like I not that I know, because I don't have children, so maybe you could pick your favorite child. But I think it changes moment to moment depending on what I'm getting from each one. I love each medium for different reasons, and then each one is challenging for different reasons. I do find that I don't stick with any one uniformly for long periods of time, unless forced to.
I don't even mean medium. I mean like writing or performing, producing. I know you're producing.
I mean, I probably, of all of those, I definitely love performing the most. And I don't really want to produce things that I'm not in, because part of producing to me, producing is helping people fulfill a dream, taking it from your head and then putting it in the world. It's producing the result of that thing, right? And so as much as I love helping other people achieve their dreams, it is so much work to put into something that might not be your own, if it's not your own. And so I began producing out of necessity because I wanted to be able to play the roles or do the projects that I wanted to see.
Creative control.
Yeah. And not even
That's
control, but just the freedom to be like, I have more agency to make sure this happens.
I think it's okay to say control.
No, but it is okay, but it's not even, because half the time when I'm producing, I don't have control. I'm it's a whole group of people that's weighing in. But the freedom to say, when you're an actor, a lot of times you're waiting for the job, right? You're waiting to be picked. You're waiting for the audition, all of those things. I don't like waiting. I have limited time on this earth. I gotta go. So for me, it's like, cool, I know I want to see that thing get made. Here are the skills that I have that can be applied to that. Yes, I am an actor, and I feel like I have a certain amount of talent. I also am good at raising money. I also have a lot of connections
And
where
you're
I can,
an author.
And I'm an author, so I have a particular set of skills, like Liam Neeson. And so if I can
really
apply
huge set of skills.
if I can
Yeesh.
apply any of those to help further something down the line that also gives me the joy of acting in it, then it just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
sure.
the acting is definitely the core for me. I love performing.
Yeah.
On a very selfish level, I love, and I mean, I don't feel bad that this is selfish, because if you're gonna work as hard as we work, you better
it's
be doing
okay.
something you love.
You have to like yourself a little bit too.
Yeah, and so I love the tabletop performances, tabletop role playing games that we do now. It feels like it's really come to the forefront in the last maybe 10 years, 15 years, but because you get to spend more of your time actually acting. So I love that. I love getting to improvise through the story. So you're the actor and you're the writer's room while you're playing this game.
You play D&D, right?
Yeah, I play D&D and a bunch of other game
Do
systems.
you know
but
Mela Lee?
Of course.
She plays as well, right?
Yeah, she just started like a year and a half ago or so, and she loves it now. She loves it, which is exciting. I have been so excited to just bring more and more friends into it. My best friend Carolina Ravasa just started playing recently, and she's loving it. And I feel like it is a form of creativity that everyone should experience at least once. I started playing when I was 8, so I've had it.
Wow.
In my world.
It's in your ether.
Yeah. And it's just such a wonderful, it teaches you so many things. It teaches you creative collaboration. It teaches you thinking on your feet. It teaches you, for some people, it teaches you basic arithmetic, because we do have to add a lot of numbers together. Not that I always have D&D brain and then all of a sudden I forget how to do math. But there are so many skills that we learn. When I was playing as a little girl, I was, a little 8-year-old girl in Orange County, California. We didn't have any proof that this was the dominant genetic makeup. We thought that everybody should be blonde-haired, blue-eyed, look a certain way. Yeah. And so it would have been
Orange
very
County,
easy.
they are.
Yeah, it would have been very easy for me to feel not good enough or othered or just something that I wasn't supposed to be. But here was this game where we were all sitting at a table, all people of all different backgrounds and different skill sets, playing people of different backgrounds and different skill sets. And it didn't matter which one of them you were, one way or the other, it was possible for you to save the world.
Whoa. Wow.
You could be a halfling, you could be a giant, didn't matter. One way or the other, it is possible for you to roll those dice and save the world. And that feeling of getting to be with your friends and work together toward a common goal,
That's not bad.
no, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that the school system was a little more like that back then, because it was very much a, achievement oriented rather than learning oriented back. At least I feel like that was a lot of my experience. Whereas with D&D, you were helping each other. You were actually like, okay, my skill set as this character is these are my skills and these are the things I'm bad at. Well, someone else at the party is good at these things and bad at these, so we
Fill
work
in the
together.
gap. There you go.
Yeah, which is what
Teamwork.
which is what we need to do in real life.
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
terrible at tech. I am a medical Indian. I am not a tech Indian, so I should not be the engineer. I should not be that person. But someone out there is great at that and maybe not so comfortable acting. So we're a great team.
There you go.
I don't have to know everything
Yeah.
as much
You
as
don't?
I try to.
Oh, shit. Now you tell me.
I know. But we were taught that. We were taught we had to be straight A students, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It didn't work for me.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah, I
know?
was, the way I was, if I liked it, I would get an A. If I didn't like it, I made the mistake of actually telling one of the good sisters, I'm shooting for the lowest D possible.
Yeah, you got to not let them in on your secret.
No,
That was your mistake. But your mistake was not like even my husband is one of the greatest human beings I have ever met. And we grew up like we had such different mindsets growing up. I was like straight A's, gotta get the A. If you don't get the A, cool, you got this A, you gotta work on the next A. You gotta focus, learn, study. And he was like, I am gonna do the bare minimum I need to do to be able to get through this and then go do the things that I wanna do.
That's my kind of guy.
He is so smart. And part of his smarts were, I know where I wanna put my energy.
Okay.
I know where I'm going to learn the things I think I want to learn. I need to learn. I'm going to have to apply in the world. I'm also going to go surfing. I'm also going to go do these things. Meanwhile, I was cutting class to study for other classes.
Oh, gosh.
Which is just, I mean, I did not live a very racy
I've never
life
heard that
as a
one
child.
before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a new one.
No, I remember because there were a couple of classes where I was like, this is stupid. I'm going to be able to read. This is fine. I'm going to go study for the hard one. The one so I'm going to go home. I'm going to get on my life cycle and I'm going to study biology or I'm going to, whatever it was.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
So with all that, I mean, did you have a different career path in mind?
I think
back then, I mean, were you going to be a surgeon? Were you going to be a real estate mogul?
I toyed around for a very short time with going into medicine because my parents are both doctors.
Right.
But it didn't appeal to me on the level that I think it needed to for it to stick. And my parents were not pressuring me to go into it.
Oh, that's good.
Which was great. For a while, I thought being an architect might be the thing because it was artistic, but at the same time, it also applied math and it applied a lot of skills that I was good at the time. And then, again, as soon as it opened up in my brain that I could do this for a living, that just changed everything.
You're like, okay,
cool.
Sign me up.
Sign me up. Because also, I can apply anything I learned to what we do.
Yeah.
And I get to be all of those professions.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even have to go to medical school, and yet I play gazillion doctors.
Yeah.
I saved a bunch of fake lives, and no one actually died on my watch. So
that's right.
And we saved medical school. So it was great.
Always a good sign.
Generally speaking.
It's good when people don't have to die for your
because you failed at something. Yes, no.
I agree.
No.
Gosh.
So yeah, that I think architecture was the closest to something that I was considering doing. But even when I went to college, my major was theater, and then I had a minor in musical theater. So it wasn't like I was diversifying in a way that was particularly notable. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of things I could have done that would have absolutely served my career. A marketing double major would have been brilliant. Would have been a very smart thing to do, or a business double major, very smart thing to do, because you can apply it to your artistic career. But yeah, once I was in, that was it. That was all I wanted to do. I did study because I knew that I would probably not enjoy waiting tables. I tried it for a little while. I was not good at it. I was not good at it. It was not my jam.
What you thought?
Again, more power, like such respect for people who do that. But I knew that, and so I studied and got certified to be a personal trainer.
Oh.
And then I specialized in post-rehab medical exercise. So that was the closest I got to being doctor-ish, because there's this gap between when you finish rehab from an injury and when you are at full speed as an athlete or a dancer. There's this big gap.
You're in the middle.
So that's where I would fill in.
Wow.
Getting people from that you can walk back to you can do a 2.5-hour dance performance.
Yeah. Wow. It's not easy either. No. I mean, I can speak from experience. I had hip surgery in college. Like I said, I was a football player, and I destroyed my knee trying to play professional football in Canada. And oh man, that was the hardest part. Wasn't even the injury. It was the recovery from it.
Yep. I had a similar situation. So I was also a dancer in school. They decided in college that I was a dancer. It was not something I had studied for a long time, but then I went headfirst into it. And then right after I graduated, we did a performance at the Kennedy Center. And then just a couple of months later, we were rehearsing a new partner in for me. And long story short, my knee bent sideways. That was the end of dancing. But it was also around the time that I had been studying this, so I could apply it to myself. And I knew all the things that I was going to say that were supportive and encouraging to all my clients were the things I needed to say to myself, because I felt like a huge part of my life was over.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I was going to have that outlet.
It's devastating for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, look at like to use a movie example, like Friday Night Lights with Boobie Miles, you know, like that was such a memorable scene because it's so real. You know, he's crying in the car. Like, what am I going to do with my life?
And his dad had said he was banking on it as well.
And that's so real for so many people, you know? Like,
absolutely. And it's, I'm very grateful that it happened to me so early in my career because in a way it set me back on the path that I had originally intended to be on as a performer. I had never really intended to be a dancer. And I was doing it kind of because people were saying I was good at it and I should. And so I fell into this.
That's a tough gig.
It's a very tough gig. It's a very tough gig for the long run.
Is there?
I think ultimately you end up choreographing and ultimately you end up, teaching and choreographing. And a lot of people have tremendous careers well past what they are considered like prime dancer years.
Right.
My friend Valerie Prediford is a great example of that. She was in the original Fosse, and she's this extraordinary woman who also does TV and film and everything. So she's been doing it her whole life. So it is a thing that can be done. But for me, what I had wanted to do was act and sing. And the dancing was incidental to it, but it wasn't the main focus. And the first audition I had after I could actually bend my knee again was for a director named Mary Zimmerman, who I went on to do 18 shows with. 18 productions. And that kind of set me back on the path of performing and acting.
What was the show?
The show was called Mirror of the Invisible World. So Mary does a lot of adaptations of ancient literature. So this one was based on a 12th century
Medusa looking
Persian
into
poem.
the mirror.
It was an ancient Persian poem about a king who, when he is the prince and then he's about to become the king, he opens a door to the castle and he finds the portraits of 7 princesses, and he has to learn a lesson from each one of them before he's allowed to be king. And so we told all of these stories as the 7 princesses. We played all of the characters, and it was very physical and very poetic and very satisfying. And because it was very physical theater, it scratched that itch of the dance, but in a way that made more sense to me as an actor, and in a way that didn't make me feel like I was struggling to catch up.
Sounds really interesting as hell.
Yeah. I've been very lucky especially in my theater career to get to do some really exceptionally cool stuff. The first Broadway show I did was with Mary. It was a play called Metamorphoses, which was based on Ovid's Metamorphoses.
Oh my God, my theater professor would love you right now.
Oh, really?
That was his favorite play. He made sure we had to study it and go watch it.
Tell your theater professor that I'm here. I'm the cover girl on that book, on that play.
I know.
All right.
But it was set in a pool of water. So the entire show was in and around water.
Okay.
And so that became
Did you make a big splash? Whoa. Hey, everybody, good night.
We'll be here all week.
Okay.
But it made such a difference in terms of what we were capable of doing and the emotion we were capable of evoking in people. There was a scene, spoiler alert, if you haven't read the play and you plan on going to see a production of it, there was a scene where one of my characters, because we were playing multiple characters, gets found out by someone close to her and they try to drown her.
Oh.
And that's exactly what happened we could literally do it. We could literally do this is a tiny woman being attacked and so we were able to create that fear and that visceral reaction in the audience because we had the water.
Phew. Okay. That's method acting, isn't it? Is that
ish. I don't know that I call it method, but it was definitely, it just made it, there were also just simple things. Like if you moved your arm like this, it wasn't just your arm that was moving, it was the water dripping off of it. And if you flung your arm, water would go across the stage. So there was this real ability there was just a whole other element. There was an 11th cast member and it was the water. So getting to do that and getting to do, all the other shows that I did with Mary.
And where was this?
All over the world. That one was, one we started in Chicago. Then we went Chicago, Berkeley, Seattle, Los Angeles at the Taper. And then we went off Broadway and then to Broadway.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. She's extraordinary.
That's a nice path.
It was a great path, but it was also, here's again, circling all the way back, it was an example of, I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to keep saying yes. When we started that show, we were making like $210 a week, and we hadn't figured out how to really heat the pool, and it was in Chicago, so you can figure out how hard that was.
Gotcha.
But that was the show that hit me on the inside, and the cast, and everything felt so right. So I stuck with it, and I stuck with it, and then that became the one that went to Broadway. So very much was following my heart and following the fun. There's so many cool things that I've really gotten to do that came out of A, not saying no to myself, and then B, waiting to see is this gonna fill me up? I've had to take plenty of jobs that didn't fill me up. We all do.
Oh, sure.
But
it's fun to get paid.
It's fun to, again, having that roof over your head. Again,
nothing wrong with that.
Not be underestimated, the value of that. I think of I did an opera, which was not something that I was a music theater performer, but I hadn't been opera trained per se.
Really?
And I did an
So
opera.
are you a soprano,
color to a soprano. It depends on if it's early in the morning, and if I'm in Vegas for a week and it's early in the morning, I'm a bass.
Yes, gotcha. I was afraid of that.
So because I went to the audition instead of being like, there's no way I'm gonna get this. Why would I do this audition? I'm not an opera singer, but it looked like a cool project, and it was with a theater company that I loved and a director that I loved. So I'm like, I'm gonna at least do the audition, and it worked out. And so I got to work with Tony Kushner and Maurice Sendak, the late children's author, who designed all of the sets and the costumes. Everything was based on his work.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Wow.
All because I didn't say no to myself.
Wow.
Right?
Well, there's power in that.
I think there really is.
You're clearly very passionate about stage acting. I'm curious how you feel when you're on a television or film set.
A whole different kind of excitement.
Yeah.
A whole different kind of excitement. I feel like, so I try to explain this to new actors who aren't familiar with the difference. That if you are theater trained, if you are used to the theater, being on television or on film on a set feels like a tech rehearsal. It is a full day tech rehearsal because a lot of your time is spent waiting for tech, and then you have this limited amount of time to get the scene right. And you might have to do this portion of the scene. You might have to do the whole scene. You might have to do it 10 times in order for the boom to not be in the shot, all of that. But you have to do it at your top ability because that might be the shot. That might be the thing. And so tech rehearsal for me in theater was always one of my favorite things because it was when you first got to be on stage with all of the elements and everybody was working together and we were all there figuring out these problems. And I feel like that on a TV set when everyone's there kind of working together for a common goal. And sometimes it's the simplest shot and sometimes it's the most complicated shot, but when you get it, it feels so good.
Yeah.
And when you're on a set where, like you said, from the top down, people are exhibiting the kind of, I don't want to say leadership. What's the word I'm looking for? Enthusiasm,
Hierarchy.
care, the care that they take of each other. Mariska Hargitay is like hands down one of the most incredible number ones on the call sheet in the history of mankind. She has been the lead on Law & Order SVU for the 20-something years that it's been on TV. It was my first TV job, and then I went back 20 years later and did an episode, and she is the same, incredibly caring, takes care of the other actors. She knows she has a certain amount of power on that set, so she uses it for the common good. Like that feeling, when you have that energy there, or when you are lucky enough to get to be the number one on the call sheet and you can provide that for other people, then it really, it's magic when you can do that. And it's magic when you can be there for another actor who has to go somewhere hard. When you get to be there for their coverage and you get to feed them what they need and you see it, then you get to appreciate their virtuosity in those tiny moments. I love that.
Willing to be there for their coverage. I've worked with actors who don't even.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. I suppose I would understand if it was a particularly grueling schedule, or they were tight on time and they needed you to run back to your trailer to change or whatever. But I have not been a fan of the times I've been on set where people are like, cool, I'm off camera, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And it happens, it does happen, unfortunately, very often, but that's just not the kind of person I am.
Is there an equivalent in voiceover that happens? Like, does anybody record their lines and like, I got to go do something else? You guys.
Well, we're already recording solo most of the time.
Yeah, nowadays.
So,
well, I'm referring to like when you guys, back in like the 90s, 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been in the room together for animation in the last couple of decades too. Yeah. But
no, I'm referring more to like, like, I don't know, like Darkwing Duck or like, I don't know. I'm thinking like in my head of like the grainy footage of when you guys are all standing in a circle. And I'm not trying to make you feel old.
No. I mean,
I'm just saying it's definitely changed.
Yeah. Well, I prefer having other people there.
Absolutely.
I always say acting is reacting.
Yeah.
At least half of it's reacting.
It's so much more fun when other people are there.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I think recently, I think the only place I've gotten to do that where we were all in the same room were a couple of episodes of The Loud House for Nickelodeon. Yeah. And all the kids were there. And you're like, oh, this is great. Oh, awesome. We're all here together. We're doing a thing together. This is amazing. But it feels like a treat.
That's good stuff, yeah.
Right? It feels more like it doesn't feel like the norm.
Yeah.
Anymore.
For sure.
But I don't know if that's the case necessarily with all. I even am recording right now. I'm recording a movie for a large studio, and I think I'm like second lead from what I can tell. And
do you sit there and count the lines?
No.
Yes, you do.
No, it's about like the script, and I'm like, oh, I see where this character is in this story. But even that, I'm recording by myself.
How did you record for Overwatch?
Wow.
Solo.
Yeah.
I mean, solo in the sense of the actor. You had, we had the voice director there, and the writers, and all of that. But it was solo. I do remember there being some of the animated shorts that they did. They had some actors do that together. I distinctly remember them showing some behind the scenes footage of Darren DePaul and the actor opposite him in his animated short for Reinhardt. I remember seeing them kind of playing off each other.
So when was the first that I just had this experience myself? I was telling you before we started recording that I just did this anime that premiered a couple months ago. And it was weird for me because obviously we recorded alone. And then at the premiere, we did like a question and answer at the end. And it was the first time I ever met, the other actors.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I worked with.
That's been the norm for me.
And it was literally like walking up on stage and like, hi, nice to meet you.
Yep.
Sorry, I killed you in the second act.
Literally.
Yeah. For me, in my voiceover careers, I started voiceover relatively late. Like Overwatch was my second gig.
Oh.
Not a bad second gig.
Not a bad second gig. I mean, it came after decades of theater, we're working in the theater and working in television, so it wasn't like overnight success. But we were very lucky because Blizzard put together a sort of cast party celebration after BlizzCon that first year. So a lot of us got to meet in a way that most voice actors don't get to meet their cast.
Yeah, that's true.
And now I feel like it's becoming more and more of a thing where we do celebrate. We do get to have a premiere, and we do get to have a cast party, or we get to go to conventions together, and we get to hang out with each other and become friends that way.
I was just about to say, I think that's the cool thing about conventions. I mean, it's really cool for me to see, you with your peers and people that you've known for years and decades and done shows with and everything like that. But not only that, and I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but I really like the atmosphere of a podcast because we're in a studio, and we're sitting down together and talking together. We might not be performing. Well, we're going to perform in a little bit.
I mean, it feels like it feels a little bit like cheating. I was telling my friend Diana Maria Riva the other day because she has a podcast, and I went on and I was like, it feels a little bit like we're cheating because really we're just making an excuse for us to hang out and talk, but it's work.
I like it.
I love it. I'm that's what I want my whole career to be at this point. Now I just want to make cool things with people I love.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said earlier, like what people consider fun. Like I consider this really fun, meeting people, industry professionals, like hanging out with your friends, meeting different people that I look up to. It's fun.
And conventions. I know they're not for everyone, but they're one of my favorite things on the planet.
Yeah.
Me too.
I love them for so many reasons.
Well, it's always interesting for me because I've been doing what I've been doing for so long. I'll have 3 generations.
Sure.
I'll have a guy my age, then his 40-year-old son, then that guy's 44-year-old little girl, and they all know Darkwing or Pooh or Tigger,
Yeah.
you know, and so I just love it. You know, I like to see those little faces light up, and
also the older faces, because you're such a part of their life.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you've gotten to be a part of their upbringing, a part of them raising their own kids, something that they get to share in the family.
Yeah.
It's been the same for video games. For me, getting to see families that share their love of the story,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if they don't play together, they have the lore that they can get to, the lore that they
that's
can
right.
connect over, or the shorts or the whatever, and. Yeah, especially again with Overwatch or with Apex Legends or with some other games where there is a certain amount of representation that people haven't necessarily seen. In Overwatch, my character is not only South Asian, but she's on the spectrum. So there have been a lot of occasions where I have met families who have said, this brought us together in a way that we couldn't necessarily understand, because now we could all center around this experience or center around this
I've made so many
character.
friends on the spectrum over the years.
Right?
It's just a beautiful thing.
And again, conventions, such a perfect place for that, for neurodiverse people of all different flavors, all different neurospicy folks.
Yes.
And getting to, I say this all the time, and it sounds so pithy, but I really do believe it. I think conventions are a place to go to celebrate the things you love, and then be celebrated for loving the things you love.
Oh, there you go.
Like how they take care of each other,
Well
how
said.
cosplayers get so excited, or someone sees a cosplay from their favorite anime and they go running across the room to go ask this person about that, or the meetups and the fan art and all of this wonderful stuff that brings people together in a way that we don't really have in many other places in the world.
True. And so often you'll see people that, you know, they're just, you can tell, again, with the different folks that are on the spectrum, you know, the parents will be there and the kid just opens up.
Yeah.
And just pours it all the love out. And they'll say, gosh, he's really got a lot to say, and because he usually doesn't, and this and that. And it just makes my day. It just makes me so happy.
And just,
you know?
and again, on a selfish, or maybe not selfish level, that's not the right way to put it, but
Personal.
it is definitely fuel. It is definitely fuel to say, cool, on those days when I don't want to get out of bed, or I don't want to do the thing, or whatever it is, someone out there needs me to get up and do the thing.
Yeah.
Because someone out there is going to have that experience.
Yeah.
That kid or that adult or that whoever it is.
Somebody
is
out there
have.
cares.
Somebody out there needs it. And it's going to mean something to them. Even if to me today it's just a job, to someone else it's way bigger than that.
Yeah.
So I love conventions. They really fuel me. It did
Yeah,
take me a
me too.
while. It did take me a while to learn how to do them without losing my voice, because I get so excited.
Oh.
And so
Yeah,
it took
we
me a
don't want
while.
that.
Yeah, it took me a while to be like, okay, listen, you got to be able to do the job that gets you the conventions in order to be able to do the conventions. So let's save a little energy.
Yes.
Here.
Have you ever been a singer?
Yeah, oh yeah, but that's a different set of skills. It's the same as
I was just referring to preserving the voice.
yes, absolutely. So I didn't treat it as such until I clocked it. Until I clocked. Oh, you know what? You're speaking 8-9 hours a day here. You got to treat this like you're in rehearsal for a Broadway show. Because I can do 8 shows a week, but being at a convention and not necessarily managing your energy levels, because I get really excited. I know it's a shock, right? That I would get excited.
Yeah. We're trying to get her out of her shell.
No,
here,
I'm so
ladies and
bored all the time and so boring. It's really sad. I really like to cover my emotions. I can't even say that without laughing.
You can't even. Yeah, she can't get through the sentence.
But yeah, I had to start being a little smarter about it.
That's fair. Yeah.
But if I'm going to spend that energy on someone, it's going to be someone who's coming to my table. And even if they're not there to get anything signed or anything like that, I want to hear their story. I want to hear what touches them and what excites them and what lights them up. And that conventions are such a perfect place for that.
Yeah, boy, that's for sure.
Certainly.
Yeah. I've said it 100 times. We're nowadays we're almost always alone when you're recording.
Yeah.
And so you really don't get much, because the producer he's doing the director she's doing that, and the recording engineer couldn't care less. No slam it there, but it's like you don't get any feedback. But when you get out there and you talk to the people, the one, and then people will they'll name episodes.
Yep.
You know, the 14th episode of Goof Troop where you were, and I go, wow, okay. Yeah, good old 14th.
Or they'll quote lines back to me that I don't remember recording.
Oh, yeah.
I love that so much when they're like, what's your favorite line? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you because I don't know if it's in the game yet.
Yeah.
I might have recorded this and it might not be in the game yet. It's entirely possible.
Well, I've always said, no. What's your favorite line? And then they'll say, blah, 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 blah. And they go, oh, my God, that's mine.
It's the same.
Yeah.
No, I definitely have some favorites. So I definitely clock some. But
well, speaking of voice lines,
Oh,
we like to play a little game on this podcast.
A game?
A game,
What?
if you're
What
a game. It's the voice swap game where
Yes, it is.
How it works is Jim will say one of his character lines, say Winnie the Pooh or Darkwing Duck or
Oh my God, this is going to be
whoever.
so exciting. Am I going to say the lines of a adorable bear with no pants on as an Indian architect?
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Oh, my God. Have you been reading ahead?
No, I just
You've
jumped
been
ahead.
cheating.
It's that A student business there. I'm just jumping ahead, baby. You can't stop me.
All right, so I don't even have to explain it. And then we'll do vice versa.
Okay, great. I love it.
And then if you could just say the name of the character's voice.
Absolutely. Okay.
All right, are you ready?
I think I
all
don't
right,
know. We're gonna
all
find
right,
out.
all right. Since you brought up Pooh, I will have to. If only he had a few sayings to. Okay, I got one. Would you please pass the honey?
Would you please pass the honey? That's Symmetra from Overwatch.
Yes, she was very symmetrical.
Very elegant.
Yes.
She is very elegant and very matter of fact. Yes.
What's her ultimate line?
A little haughty.
Yahi param vastavikta hai, which in Hindi means this is the ultimate reality. Exactly. That is exactly how you say it.
Hamana, hamana.
Yes.
Okay.
She also has an English version of her ultimate, which is
Yes.
reality bends to my will.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You got to do that one.
Reality bends to my will. Taz always has a button.
I love it. I love
I'm
it.
trying to think of which one of
gosh.
your characters would actually say that. Who's the most evil character that you play?
Oh, the most evil? Probably the Terror Mask.
Terror Mask?
Yeah, he was he was in. Okay, what was the name of that video game? I don't play video games.
That's all right.
And
Wait,
I've
can you
done-
do it as Scar?
I've
Can you
done
do it
like
as
3 of them.
Scar?
Oh, yeah,
do it
that's
Scar.
true.
Do it Scar.
Okay, give me the line again.
Reality bends to my will.
Reality bends to my will.
Ooh, that's scary. I like it.
So be prepared. I had to get that in there.
Of course, clearly. Okay, what else? Give me one.
Okay, Mihail.
Oh, I have a good character to pull from.
Okay, how
Very
about Bonkers? Bonkers D. Bobcat.
Bring it.
I'll have you know that I am the very first Toon detective in all of Toontown.
I'll have you know that I am the very first Toon detective in all of Toontown.
That is Medusa from Stray Gods.
Yes,
I was
it
going to
sure
say she
is.
is not.
And-
She's a little pumpkin.
She's, well, here's what's fun about Medusa. So Stray Gods was a musical video game. It was a musical role-playing game.
Okay.
So instead of, so if you can imagine, obviously branching dialogue and all of these things, we had branching music. So the decisions you would make as a player would affect which part of the song you heard, which lines in the song, which music, all
wow.
of that.
Interesting.
And so Medusa, my first recording session was the first recording session they did with any of the actors. And the music that they gave me was like some dude plunking it out on a piano. And so we didn't really have a sense of what it was going to sound like.
Oh, yeah.
So they were very, very lovely about like, well, what do you want to do? What do you bring to this what you want to bring to it? And so I asked if I could have her monster sort of like what her speaking voice, and when she was in kind of that ensnaring
The zone.
place, that she would sound like she just did. But when she was hypnotizing people to be able to lure them in, she would have full like siren song musical, legit.
That's
musical
really interesting.
theater sound. So I got to flip back and forth between those.
That's cool.
And again, use the music theater stuff for this.
And Medusa, so tell me, who does your hair?
Athena did my hair because she forced me to have those snakes in my head.
I see. Wow.
It's all Athena's fault.
I thought so. That bitch.
I know. Okay, wait, let me think of one. Okay. Who else? Oh, here's a fun one. If you don't like what you see, put a bag over your head.
Wow. Okay. If you don't like what you see, put a bag over your head and bounce on out of here. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. I can still see you. Goodbye.
Okay, can I just tell you, this is one of the reasons I love what we do.
Yeah.
Is because I am feeling the delight at hearing these voices that children and everybody else is hearing. I remember being with you in the bar of our hotel at MCM London, and there was a little girl, or there was a family, and the parent came over to you and they were like, our little girl really loves Winnie the Pooh. Do you think you could maybe come over and talk to her? And just watching her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Winnie the Pooh is in front of me.
Yeah.
It's right there. And that feeling, I get it too. I get it. We all get it when it's something that became a part of us, whether when we were young or now. And if we feel that, we know someone else is feeling it. So we got to go do the thing. That's the message of today's podcast. Go do the thing.
Yes.
Do the thing.
You know, the thing.
You know what the thing is. Go do the thing.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about being right. Don't worry about being wrong. Don't worry about being great at it. Go do the thing.
And not the one in the Fantastic Four.
No, don't do that. That's a whole different kind of doing that we are not endorsing.
Wrong thing.
I mean, I shouldn't say we aren't endorsing. I don't know if this is a children's podcast. I don't know who's listening to this podcast. Yeah. So whatever floats your boat.
Hopefully all of you. Show of hands. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah,
I don't think
all
there's
out
many
there.
children listening to
this. I would hope not. There's been some stuff we've talked about that I would edit out.
That's right. That's right. We're talking about cartoons. No kids. Just kidding.
That's
I think most of our audience is like in the 30s. It's like probably, 18 to 35, but it's skewed more to like
kids.
The 28.
We are grown kids.
Yeah, 28 to like 32, I think is like the prime.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but you know, they have little kids.
I won't grow up. I don't want to bum. Yeah, you got the one. You got the idea.
But thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. So much fun to talk with you.
Yeah, it was
so
great.
much fun to get a chance to hang.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you need to announce or tout or brag?
It depends on when this is coming out.
In a couple weeks.
Wonderful. I do then. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I have a charity event that I put on every year called the Puppy Roll, where we play
the puppy
roll, like the puppy bowl, but not the puppy roll for this one. And for this particular charity event, I and familiar faces from stage and screen will come play D&D as our dogs.
Interesting.
We play our dogs in this game, and we do it in order to raise awareness and funds for an organization called Petco Love, which is a 501c3 that supports animal rescue efforts and welfare nationwide. They are incredible. I met them years ago when I went to I was on the red carpet for an awards show, and they brought puppies to the red carpet, and I was like, this must be required from now on. All red carpets must have puppies. So yeah, we do this every year.
Oh my gosh,
and this
that's
year
wonderful.
we are doing it at Gen Con, so we will have a live audience of about 550 people, along with streaming it worldwide. And so we will have the donations coming in from there. We will have the donations coming in, hopefully, from the audience. And there may or may not be live puppies involved this time.
And there may or may not be a lot of newspapers on the ground.
There may or may not be. Anything is possible.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Don't forget the newspapers on the ground.
Yeah. So if you're going to Gen Con, please grab your tickets. It's going to be on August 1st, which is Saturday, 10:30 to 2:30 at the D&D Tower, which is the Indiana Repertory Theater. And if you are not, 10:30 to 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, because time zones. And if you are not going to Gen Con, then at that time it will be streaming on my YouTube channel, along with the support of the good folks at Dungeons and Dragons. And we're going to have a wonderful time. I shall be reprising my role as our late dog, Charlie, a.k.a. Chartleby Barkenter Bard and Biscuitologist, and the mayor of Doggo.
And our new dog, Chili. We just got him, and he's a troublemaker.
Oh, my.
I'm Chili.
I can say... I think I'm
Chili
looking at
from the streets. I'm from the mean streets of Los Angeles.
the mean streets, too.
Yeah, my mom promoted me to senior nap manager and minister of treats. Look out, guys. We're going to get into some trouble.
Minister of Treats. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you. So yeah,
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for being here.
so much.
This is wonderful.
Really appreciate it. And thank you all for watching. Once again, I say this every episode, but honestly, this podcast couldn't happen without you. Really appreciate the support. Everybody watching, all of our Patreon subscribers. I can't talk.
All of you.
All of our Patreon subscribers really appreciate it. And if you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. YouTube is a weird website. You can literally watch this episode and then this channel will never be recommended again. It's really weird. So don't let that happen to you. Be sure to like and subscribe. And with all that said and done, one more thing. Almost forgot about the live tour with Fan Expo. Did
this
you know?
is true.
Jim, we're doing the podcast live with a live audience with partnership with Fan Expo this year.
I dig that.
It's really cool.
It's a great vibe. It's come and participate, won't you?
Yeah, I like the feeling of the live audience. I feel like it puts me a little on edge, you know. It's a little exciting, you know. I can't screw up like I just did, fumbling my words. You know?
Or if you do, you got a lot of people in front of you who are going to know.
Yeah,
well, they'll all be there to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
it's a beautiful thing.
The next dates coming up for it, if you want to come and see it live, are in Chicago, August 14th to the 16th, Toronto, August 27th to the 30th, Dallas, September 11th to the 13th, and San Francisco, November 27th to the 29th. We're still working on Anaheim. We're not sure. I don't even know if this episode is going to come out before Anaheim. It's in a couple of weeks. But if it is, then be sure to be there. And we're adding more tour dates as the year goes on. So be sure to check that out. And with all that said and done, once again, I'm producer Chris, Mr. Jim Cummings.
Howdy, howdy.
And Anjali Bhimani. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Boom.
We will see you in the next one.
There you go.
Yay,
Nice.
that was
Thank
so fun.
you.
Thank you. What a great conversation. That was so much fun.